Hey everybody, Bill Owen from PC Tech and the MZ-2.com. This is a different scenario. Mosquito! He's outdoors.
Wait, you say that like it's not a common thing. It's warm.
It's not warm.
Well, I mean, I got a jacket and gloves on, but I mean, it's warm. It's like 34, which is not so bad.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're the winter frolic guy. You like all the fun time in the snow. Well, this is the first official Origin PC Genesis chassis alone. Mosquito's here because he's going to bring it to his home, and we're going to take a look at it there, and they're going to actually put a hardline?
Oh yeah.
Hardline system in it.
Why wouldn't we?
Exactly. The thing is, since it's going to your house, does that mean you get to keep it?
I don't know. We might have to use it for a project.
We haven't even discussed that yet.
Staff project?
Staff project.
Hey, look at that. No bag or anything though.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
All that, and then there's no bag.
Ooh, I'm liking it already.
Lots of stuff.
Very different from anything else. Spring loaded release.
Apparently that's why you take the side panel off.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, spring loaded. Nice. Lots and lots of grommet holes. I was reading, I remember the documentation that this little knob here is the fan controller.
And that's the light.
And then this button is whether the fans are controlled by this or not.
Okay.
As far as I remember. 4 USB 4.0 ports. No USB 2.0 ports.
Here's kind of cool. So if this is not a windowed panel, you want a window, just take the screws out.
That's what it's for.
I'm gonna guess you can order a window and kind of have windows on both sides, I guess.
If you wanted to, I suppose. But otherwise, I know since you can convert this into
Any orientation.
any orientation, including reverse,
Yep.
you can take this window out and put it in that side panel.
Yeah.
And then you can have a window on the invert side.
I like the front door design and how it's hinged. I really like the hot swap drive bay. I'm impressed with the caddies. I like the quality. And it reminds me a lot of Icy Dock.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious if maybe you guys use them. If you know.
Either that or, what's the other one, iStar?
Yeah, iStar too. Yeah. Impressed. I like the quality of that. That's one of the nicest hot swap bays I've seen for a while. Very cool.
We're missing one.
Yeah, missing one. 5
And we're missing one right here as well.
PCI slot, yeah.
I'm gonna guess they probably assume you're gonna put at least something in.
Yeah. Not an ITX all-in-one.
You know.
Oh, come on! I got a couple of those laying around.
Okay, I think this is just end because look at it seems to be tabs on the corners. So I have a feeling this should just pop right out.
It's nice that they offset it.
Yeah. And there's a...
Well, technically it doesn't matter depending on the orientation you have.
Yeah, well this whole panel must come out or move or something. Because you can have the motherboard facing up, or the I/O ports facing up, so this must come out one way or another.
Yeah. Another great feature, doesn't have a flat surface, so you're not going to put your beer on top and cause a spill. Ask me how that feels.
I've never had that problem. I don't drink beer.
Well, but now you have one thing, a cat.
That's true.
So if a cat will like to sit on it.
Yeah, he does. There was one day I came home and my computer is on, I'm like, pretty sure it's because the cat jumped up and hit the power button. He's also turned it off on me before too.
What?
The size is a little big for me, but it doesn't seem... It doesn't seem excessive. Like,
no.
It doesn't feel like there's any wasted space.
Yeah.
In terms of how much it has. I mean, whether or not you use all the 5 1/4 inch bays doesn't really matter, because you're going to need the motherboard space and the power supply space.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of room if you wanted hard drives there down there. There's cages for down there that you can get, or radiators, you know. And so that kind of keeps this part small. And then if you have your radiators, you can put them all somewhere else. So that's kind of nice that way.
That's kind of nice.
So you also have your 2 thumb screws, and then that's kind of it for how that's mounted. But then there's a bunch of screws around the top.
Oh, yep, all those that gotta come out.
There was an LED strip here. We took it out because we had to get it to the other side, because otherwise it would light up
The back side. What's the point of that?
But we had an interesting issue in that PCI slot cover hit the LED strip, so we couldn't get it in.
Oops.
So that was another one of those things that we kind of had to figure out. But once you get there's a bunch of screws up that hold this top piece in, and then you kind of gotta get all that figured out. Well, see, we kind of didn't quite notice the LED strips right away, so we got it in there, and before we started screwing everything in place, we noticed that there was the LED strips.
Okay.
But then you also have to not forget to put this piece in either.
That bracket?
Yep, because that flips over to the other side too.
So you've got to put that in before you put the motherboard tray in, or after?
Yep, before.
Okay.
Because it comes stock, it's up here.
Okay.
Because then it's like in the same spot, but then, you know, it holds the top of the tray. Well, we had to figure out all that stuff. It's like, oh, well, I guess we're gonna have to remove that in order to get the top to drop in place. And it was just, there's a lot of steps.
I bet.
You can get rid of the radiator fan mounts in the bottom too. If you don't want to liquid cool, you can throw, what is it, 16 hard drives? 12, something like that?
Just put bays in?
Yeah, they come with a bracket system. That
Okay.
There's one set that goes up here, and then another set that goes back there, and all the drives are kind of stacked this way.
You know, you could even, if you went up and down with that, you could just go straight across the whole way.
Just all the way down.
Oh, man.
Here's my file server / gaming computer. It felt like it.
Yeah, that's metal.
And then it looks like it would be really, really easy if you wanted to put your own mesh or whatever. I mean,
you know,
it's just
you pull that out, you've already got the outline pattern. All you got to do is laser cut in whatever you want, and
That's a good idea.
away you go.
It's one of those things, like if it was a car, you'd say it looks fast standing still.
It really does. I mean, it's got, even the honeycomb here on the side, that's nice and aggressive looking, and it's solid. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a little flex to it, but once again, you're just nitpicking.
I think that, yeah. Plus, it's a pretty thin strip.
Yeah.
It
wouldn't be hard to put an LED behind that too and light that up.
Right in the middle?
Straight in the front, yeah.
Okay.
So even if we do that, this would be a nice idea.
Yeah, I agree.
So that way
And
we
then
can
even
cut a
parts.
design. Ooh, kind of like 2 exhaust triangular going down. I don't know, inlets, like a vent a door. You know, like a sports car vent. How they have the inlets on the back, or the
Almost like a
inlets.
chevron,
Louvers?
except for
Yeah.
actually cut it out.
Okay, and now we're talking about making, replicating the side panel in clear acrylic, so it's all clear, so you can see, once that side wall is moved for the 5 1/4 bay, you can see the entire side, everything inside.
And one thing we have decided is we're gonna go with this orientation for the board and the setup.
The one thing we have actually decided, yes.
And only because you never see this kind of
Yeah,
setup.
it's pretty rare
Yeah.
to see that setup. So right now we're kind of thinking maybe put a reservoir back here, getting rid of this plate up here, this half of the 5 1/4 inch bays, and then maybe see if we can't fit some sort of a 280 millimeter radiator in the front. I was kind of messing around with a 140 up here, and it fits almost perfectly in the gap. So I think we could get a 280.
Yeah,
A 280 up there pretty easily.
Easily. Yeah, it's a perfect fit.
If not, I mean, we're not really set in any one idea yet,
No.
so we're still up in the air on that. So if anybody has any ideas, feel free to post them as a comment. We'll definitely take a look at them and consider it.
Remember, we have to do serious videos.
Serious videos, that's right. No joking around.
So, Chris, seriously, what do you like about this case?
We've kind of talked about quite a bit of it, but the fact that everything comes apart. If you're like, oh, hey, I don't like this mesh, well, then take it apart, get rid of it, make something new.
True.
Same thing with the motherboard layout and the side panel windows. I've already switched that around. There's 21 screws for that you got to take out and put back in. Luckily, they're all the same screws, so you don't have to keep track of that.
Yeah.
But
well, at least, like I said, it's screwed in, so compared to a lot of other cases where things are riveted in.
Oh yeah,
it can be painful.
Yeah, and I swapped the door too, so now that opens that way, since that'll be the window side.
Yep.
And that was, you had to take out all these screws, but there was only one screw to get the door out. And then all you had to do is you had to take this panel off, and then you take out hinges, and then swap them to the other side. Do everything in reverse.
I will say this is a very clever design.
Oh yeah.
You can tell they put a lot of time and effort into designing this thing to make it look the way it is, function the way it does.
Yeah, and it definitely shows too, especially when you start taking it apart.
One thing I like so far is the quality on this case. Nothing like the material doesn't feel too thin. It feels solid. And yes, the front panel is attached and everything. Feels pretty solid as a case.
Yeah. Well, there's actually up front. There's a couple of screws going along on this, and you can take that off, but you also got to get down underneath to take the bottom part off. So that's kind of annoying. But with enough effort, you can get everything apart, and I think that is probably my favorite thing of this whole case.
You can get everything apart without taking out your Dremel or any. Yeah.
So thanks for watching this first part of the video series. Keep an eye out. There'll be I don't know how many more, but there'll be several more to come in the future. So thanks for watching.
And for more information, go to themod2.com. Check out the build log that's already underway for this guy. And if you have any questions for us or for the case, well, I don't think the case can answer, but we will answer them on his behalf or her behalf or
its behalf.
You get the idea.